You've been living life on autopilot for so long, haven't you? You've been going through the motions, trying to meet everyone else's expectations, fulfilling every obligation, keeping everyone around you happy. But when was the last time you asked yourself, what do I need? When did you last pause and reflect on your own desires, your own well-being, and your own future? I'm here to remind you today that it is your time. Yes, it's time to focus on you. Time to stop playing the role of the fixer, the pleaser, the caregiver to everyone around you, and start investing that energy into your own growth. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And too many of us, especially as women, we spend so much time pouring into others, we forget to refill ourselves. When you start focusing on you, it's not about being selfish, it's about self-preservation. When you care for yourself, mind, body, spirit, you are giving the world the best version of you. You have so much to offer, but you can't share your gifts when you're running on empty. The truth is, no one else can do it for you. No one else can make your dreams come true. No one else can unlock the power within you. Only you can do that. Only you can do that. Only you can say, enough is enough. I'm worth it. Prioritizing your own well-being and happiness is not just an option, it is a necessity. In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to get caught up in the endless cycle of fulfilling everyone else's needs, attending to every demand, and meeting every expectation that is placed upon us. We often get so wrapped up in taking care of everyone else that we forget about ourselves. We forget that we are the foundation that holds everything together. Without us, the world continues to spin, but it spins without our energy, our vitality, and our true essence. And yet we continue to give of ourselves until there's nothing left to give. The key to a balanced, fulfilled life starts with us choosing to make our own well-being a priority, to honor our needs just as much as we honor the needs of others. For so many of us, the idea of putting ourselves first feels uncomfortable, even selfish. We've been conditioned to believe that to be truly worthy, we must give until it hurts, sacrifice for the greater good, and serve others before ourselves. But here's the truth: when we neglect ourselves, we only become depleted, frustrated, and resentful. We may start off by giving freely, but over time, if we are not filling our own cup, we end up with nothing to offer. The most valuable thing we can do for the world, for those we love, and for those we serve, is to be our best selves, healthy, strong, fulfilled, and at peace. And we cannot achieve that if we're constantly putting ourselves last. When you make your own well-being a priority, it doesn't mean you stop caring about others. It doesn't mean you shut people out or become self-centered. Instead, it means that you recognize that you can't be at your best if you're constantly running on empty. It means understanding that your health, mental, physical, emotional, must come first, because without it, everything else suffers. Prioritizing your well-being doesn't just mean treating your body with care. It also means nurturing your mind and spirit. It means taking time to reflect, to grow, and to heal. It means allowing yourself to take breaks, to rest, and to rejuvenate. It means being compassionate with yourself, forgiving yourself for past mistakes, and learning how to love yourself fiercely, just as you love those closest to you. The first step to prioritizing your well-being is to let go of the guilt that often comes with it. We've been taught to feel guilty for taking time for ourselves, for saying no to demands, for choosing to rest or focus on our own needs. But the truth is, taking care of yourself is the most responsible thing you can do. If you're constantly giving and giving without taking time to replenish your own energy, eventually you'll burn out. You'll become exhausted, irritable, and disconnected from your own desires and dreams. And in that space, you're not helping anyone, not yourself, not those around you. The world doesn't need a worn-out version of you. The world needs you at your best. And to be at your best, you must make your own well-being a priority. This journey starts with setting boundaries. It's a word that many people fear, but it's an essential part of self-care. Boundaries protect your time, your energy, and your peace. They give you the space to say yes to the things that truly matter and no to things that drain you. Saying no doesn't make you a bad person. In fact, it's one of the most powerful things you can do for your mental and emotional health. You have the right to protect your space. You have the right to say no to things, people, and situations that take more than they give. In fact, saying no allows you to say yes to yourself. It allows you to create the room you need to grow, to heal, and to nourish your own soul. Making your own well-being a priority also means learning how to ask for help when you need it. For many of us, asking for help can be one of the hardest things to do. We may feel like we should be able to handle everything on our own, or that asking for help is a sign of weakness. But asking for help is a sign of strength and wisdom. It shows that you recognize that you don't have to do everything by yourself. There's no shame in reaching out for support. Whether it's asking a friend or family member to assist with a task or seeking professional help for your mental health, support is vital to maintaining your well-being. There are so many resources available to help you. And the first step is being open to receiving that help when it comes your way. It's also important to remember that prioritizing your well-being doesn't happen overnight. It's a continual practice, a commitment you make to yourself every single day. Some days will be easier than others. Some days you may find yourself falling back into old patterns of overgiving or neglecting your own needs. That's okay. The key is to recognize those moments, be kind to yourself, and gently redirect your focus back to what matters yourself. Be patient with yourself through this process. You didn't get to this place of depletion overnight, and you won't rebuild yourself overnight either. It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes grace. But the more you make your well-being a priority, the easier it becomes. It becomes second nature to say no when you need to ask for help when necessary, and to take the time you need to care for yourself. It becomes easier to make decisions that serve your highest good rather than always considering what others need first. When you focus on your own well-being, you open the door to a more fulfilling life. You give yourself permission to thrive, to chase your dreams, and to embrace your potential. The more you care for yourself, the more you can give to others, the more you can create, the more you can contribute to the world. You show others how to honor themselves too. You lead by example, showing those around you that their well-being is just as important as anyone else's. When you prioritize your happiness, it's not just a gift for yourself, it's a gift for everyone who interacts with you. The energy you radiate when you are at peace, when you are aligned with your own needs and desires, is infectious. It creates a ripple effect, inspiring others to focus on their own well-being too. You don't have to preach it to others, you simply have to live it. Remember that taking care of yourself is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Your happiness, your health, your peace of mind are not optional. When you prioritize your own well-being, you are giving the world the best version of you. You are allowing yourself to be present, to be vibrant, and to live a life that is full of purpose and joy. You are making the world a better place by showing up as your most authentic, well-rested, well-nourished self. So today, make the decision to put yourself first. Do it for you, do it for your future, and do it for everyone who will benefit from the best version of you. It's your time to focus on you. Take it, own it, and make it count. Setting boundaries is an essential part of living a life that is truly aligned with your well-being and purpose. So many of us have been taught that to be good people. We must always say yes, we must always be there for others, and we must never say no. We've been conditioned to believe that setting boundaries is selfish or rude, that it makes us appear as if we don't care. But the truth is, setting boundaries is one of the most loving and empowering things you can do for yourself. It's about honoring your own needs, protecting your peace, and creating the space you need to thrive. Boundaries are not walls, they are the lines you draw to define where you end and where others begin. They allow you to show up as your best self because they give you the freedom to say yes to what truly matters and no to what doesn't. One of the first steps in setting boundaries is recognizing that you have the right to say no. Saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you unkind or selfish. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When you say no, you are respecting your own time, your own energy, and your own values. You are choosing to protect yourself from situations, people, or obligations that don't serve your highest good. Saying no is an act of self-care. It's a statement that your time and energy are valuable and that you deserve to protect them. When you say yes to everything, you stretch yourself too thin, you become overwhelmed, and eventually you lose touch with what truly matters to you. But when you learn to say no, you create the space to say yes to the things that nourish you, that support your growth, and that align with your values. Many of us struggle with saying no because we fear disappointing others, being judged, or creating conflict. We worry that if we say no, people will think we're rude, or worse, that they will reject us. But the reality is that no one has the right to demand your time, your energy, or your presence. You are not responsible for other people's feelings or expectations. People who truly care about you will understand that your boundaries are not a reflection of how much you care about them, but rather a reflection of how much you care about yourself. Boundaries are a way to show respect for yourself and for the relationships in your life. They help create healthier, more balanced connections. When you respect your own boundaries, you teach others how to respect them as well. It sets the tone for how you expect to be treated, and it shows others that you value yourself enough to protect your peace. Another aspect of setting boundaries is being clear about what you need and want. Too often we wait for others to guess what we need, or we assume that people should just know what we want. But the truth is, people can't read our minds. It's important to be vocal about your needs and to communicate them clearly. This means being direct, honest, and assertive in your conversations. If something isn't working for you, speak up. If you're feeling drained or overwhelmed, let the people around you know. You don't have to apologize for having needs. You don't have to justify or explain why something isn't working for you. Your needs are valid, and the more clearly you express them, the more likely it is that others will respect them. And the more you communicate your needs, the more you begin to create an environment where those needs are met. And when your needs are met, you can show up as your best self, not just for others, but for yourself as well. Setting boundaries also means learning how to manage your time effectively. Time is one of the most precious resources we have, and once it's gone, we can never get it back. Learning how to set boundaries around your time allows you to prioritize the things that matter most. It means saying no to activities or people that drain you and saying yes to things that bring you joy, fulfillment, and growth. It means making time for rest, for self-care, for personal development, and for the things that help you feel recharged and connected to your purpose. Time is a gift, and how you choose to spend it shapes the life you create. When you respect your own time, you not only protect your energy, but also honor the future you are building. You create the opportunity to focus on your goals, your dreams, and the things that are important to you. And when you start to respect your time, others will start to respect it as well. Part of setting boundaries also involves learning how to deal with guilt. When we start setting boundaries, it's natural to feel guilty. We may feel like we're letting people down or that we're being selfish. But the truth is, when we don't set boundaries, we're not doing anyone any favors. We're not helping the people around us, and we're certainly not helping ourselves. Guilt is often a sign that we've been giving more than we should, and now we're finally beginning to reclaim our energy. It's important to recognize that guilt is an emotion that doesn't have to control us. Instead of giving in to it, acknowledge it, understand where it's coming from, and then remind yourself of why your boundaries are important. Guilt will fade as you become more confident in your ability to say no and to prioritize yourself. Over time, you will come to realize that setting boundaries is an act of self-respect, not selfishness. It's also essential to recognize that setting boundaries isn't just about saying no to other people, it's also about saying no to your own negative patterns, limiting beliefs and behaviors. You may need to set boundaries with yourself in terms of how you spend your time, how you talk to yourself, and the things you allow into your life. If you want to grow and evolve, you have to be intentional about what you allow to influence you. This might mean setting boundaries around how much time you spend on social media, how much negativity you expose yourself to, or how much mental energy you give to thoughts that hold you back. Setting boundaries with yourself requires discipline, but it also requires compassion. It's about creating space for positive, empowering thoughts and actions that propel you forward instead of keeping you stuck. At the heart of setting boundaries is the idea of self-respect. When you set boundaries, you are affirming that you are worthy of respect and that your needs matter. You are saying, I value myself enough to protect my time, my energy, and my peace. Boundaries are not about pushing people away or isolating yourself. They're about creating a healthy dynamic where you can show up authentically and with full presence. When you honor your own boundaries, you invite others to do the same. You create relationships that are based on mutual respect, understanding, and support. And in doing so, you create an environment where you can thrive. You become the best version of yourself, not just for you, but for everyone you come into contact with. Setting boundaries is a practice that requires ongoing effort, but it's one of the most powerful tools you can use to live a life of purpose, peace, and fulfillment. It's about respecting yourself enough to say no when needed, to prioritize your own well-being, and to protect your energy. When you learn to set and maintain boundaries, you free yourself to live authentically, to focus on what truly matters, and to surround yourself with the people, experiences, and opportunities that support your growth. Boundaries are not restrictions, they are the key to unlocking the life you deserve. Focusing on your dreams and cutting out distractions is one of the most powerful shifts you can make in your life. So many of us spend our days caught in the web of busyness, trying to keep up with the demands of work, family, friends, social media and society at large. We are constantly distracted by the noise of the world, and as a result, we lose sight of what truly matters. Our goals, our passions, our dreams, those things that light us up and push us forward, get lost in the shuffle. We let the urgent take over the important. But if we are to live lives that are meaningful and aligned with our true purpose, we must learn how to focus on what really matters, our dreams. The first step in focusing on your dreams is recognizing what they truly are. Often we are so caught up in the expectations of others that we forget to ask ourselves what we really want. What is it that makes you feel alive? What is it that, when you think about it, excites you in a way nothing else does? Your dreams are those desires that come from within, not from the outside world. They are the goals that resonate with your heart, the aspirations that make you feel like you are meant for something greater. To focus on your dreams, you must first get clear on what they are. You must give yourself permission to dream without judgment, to imagine a future that is uniquely yours, free from the limitations others may place on you. Once you've identified your dreams, the next step is to cut out the distractions that are standing in your way. Distractions are the things, people, and habits that take up your time, your energy, and your attention without contributing to your goals. They keep you busy, but they don't help you grow. They are the things that pull you away from your purpose, whether it's mindlessly scrolling through social media, engaging in gossip, or being caught up in drama that isn't yours to deal with. These distractions may seem harmless in the moment, but over time, they chip away at your ability to focus, to create, and to move forward. And the more time you spend on distractions, the further you get from the life you are meant to live. Cutting out distractions starts with being intentional about how you spend your time. It's about becoming aware of where your energy is going and being honest with yourself about what is serving you and what is not. One of the most powerful tools in focusing on your dreams is time management. When you manage your time effectively, you create space for what matters most. You have the power to say no to things that drain your energy and yes to things that move you closer to your goals. This may mean setting boundaries with people who pull you into unproductive conversations or situations. It may mean saying no to commitments that don't align with your dreams. It may even mean reducing the time you spend on activities that, while enjoyable, don't bring you closer to the life you envision for yourself. The more intentional you are with your time, the more you will find that you have the space to focus on the things that truly matter. The next step in focusing on your dreams is eliminating self-doubt. Self-doubt is one of the greatest distractions of all. It keeps you paralyzed, stuck in indecision, and prevents you from taking action toward your goals. It tells you that you're not good enough, that you're not capable, that your dreams are too big. But here's the truth: those doubts are lies. They are the voice of fear, the voice of the ego trying to keep you small and safe. But your dreams are bigger than your fear. Your vision is greater than your doubt. In order to focus on your dreams, you must be willing to acknowledge those doubts and push past them. You must learn to trust in your abilities, to trust in the process, and to trust that, even if you don't have all the answers right now, you are still capable of moving forward. Taking action, even small steps, is the antidote to self-doubt. The more you move toward your dreams, the more confident you will become in your ability to make them a reality. Another critical component of focusing on your dreams is learning how to ignore the opinions of others. There will always be people who doubt you, who question your decisions, and who try to pull you in different directions. There will always be voices telling you to play it safe, to follow the conventional path, or to settle for less than what you are capable of achieving. But the opinions of others are not your truth. Your dreams are personal to you. They are a reflection of your heart and soul, and no one else can define them for you. Learning to tune out the noise and follow your own path requires courage, but it is essential for staying focused on your dreams. Trust yourself. Trust your instincts. If you know that your dreams are worth pursuing, don't let anyone's doubt or negativity sway you. Your life is yours to create, and no one has the right to tell you how to live it. Focusing on your dreams also requires a mindset shift. It's about shifting from a place of scarcity to a place of abundance. When you focus on your dreams, you have to believe that there is enough time, enough resources, enough opportunities to make them happen. This means letting go of the belief that there's not enough to go around or that you'll never be able to achieve what you want. The truth is that there is always enough. There is enough time, enough energy, enough creativity within you to make your dreams come true. But in order to access that abundance, you must first believe it's possible. You must believe that your dreams are worth pursuing and that you have everything you need to make them a reality. This mindset shift will help you stay motivated even when things get tough or when you encounter obstacles. It will remind you that you are capable of creating the life you want and that nothing is too big for you to achieve. You must also remember that focusing on your dreams doesn't mean you have to have it all figured out from the start. In fact, one of the biggest misconceptions is that you need to have a perfect plan in place before you can take action. The truth is, progress often comes through trial and error. It comes from taking imperfect action, learning along the way, and adjusting your course as needed. Don't let the fear of not knowing every step stop you from moving forward. Your dreams are meant to evolve, and as you move toward them, you will discover new opportunities, new ideas, and new ways of achieving your goals. The key is to keep moving, to stay focused on your destination, and to trust that the path will reveal itself as you go. As you focus on your dreams, you will find that your energy begins to shift. You will start to feel more aligned with your purpose, more motivated to take action, and more confident in your ability to create the life you've always desired. You will begin to attract the people, resources, and opportunities that are meant to help you along the way. Your dreams will no longer feel out of reach. They will feel like a natural extension of who you are, a path that you are meant to walk. But the key is to stay focused. There will always be distractions, people, events, fears that try to pull you off course. But you have the power to choose where you place your attention. You have the power to focus on your dreams, to prioritize them, and to move toward them every single day. The more you focus on your dreams, the more they will become your reality. The more you let go of distractions, the more you will find that your life begins to align with your deepest desires. And as you stay focused on your dreams, you will create a life that is fulfilling, purposeful, and uniquely yours. When you focus on yourself, you begin to discover the immense power that lies within you. Far too often, we get caught up in the noise of the world, the demands of others, and the expectations placed upon us. We become so invested in meeting the needs of everyone around us that we forget to check in with our own desires, our own dreams, and our own well-being. The truth is, no one else can live your life for you. No one else can chase your dreams, fight your battles, or determine your happiness. That responsibility falls on you, and it starts by focusing on yourself. Focusing on yourself is not about selfishness. It's about self-preservation, growth, and alignment. It's about understanding that you are the most important person in your own life, and that by nurturing yourself, you can show up better for others. To focus on yourself means to be intentional about your time, your energy, and your choices. It means taking a step back and evaluating where your energy is going. Are you spending your time on things that are moving you closer to your goals, or are you caught up in distractions? Are you giving your energy to people and situations that nourish your spirit, or are you constantly giving without receiving anything in return? To truly focus on yourself, you must be honest with yourself about where your energy is being spent. You must be willing to make the necessary changes, even if it means letting go of things, people, or habits that no longer serve you. One of the most powerful ways to focus on yourself is through self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to observe your thoughts, feelings, and actions without judgment. It's about recognizing your strengths and weaknesses, acknowledging your fears, and understanding your motivations. Self-awareness allows you to see yourself clearly without the filters of societal expectations or external pressures. It's a tool that helps you become more in tune with your true self, the part of you that is aligned with your purpose and your desires. When you cultivate self-awareness, you begin to understand what makes you feel alive, what drains you, and what brings you peace. This understanding is the foundation for creating a life that is authentic and true to who you are. Once you have developed self-awareness, the next step is to start making choices that support your well-being. It's easy to get caught up in doing what others want or what you think you should do, but those choices rarely lead to fulfillment. When you focus on yourself, you make decisions that align with your values, your goals, and your needs. You prioritize your mental, physical, and emotional health. You make time for rest, for self-care, and for activities that bring you joy. Focusing on yourself means choosing to invest in your own growth and happiness, even if it means saying no to the demands of others. It's about putting yourself first, not out of arrogance, but out of the understanding that you can only give to others from a place of abundance, not depletion. Focusing on yourself also involves setting healthy boundaries. Boundaries are essential for protecting your time, energy, and peace of mind. When you allow others to drain you, when you overextend yourself, when you say yes to everything and everyone, you lose the ability to focus on your own needs. Setting boundaries is a way of saying, I matter, my time matters, my energy matters. My energy matters. It's not about building walls or shutting people out, but rather about creating space for yourself to grow and thrive. Setting boundaries means being clear about what you are willing to accept and what you are not. It means knowing when to say no, when to walk away, and when to stand firm in your own truth. By setting boundaries, you give yourself the permission to focus on your own goals and desires without feeling guilty or overwhelmed. Another key to focusing on yourself is learning to quiet the inner critic. So many of us have an internal voice that tells us we are not good enough, that we don't deserve success, or that we'll never reach our goals. This inner critic can be incredibly loud and convincing, but it is not the truth. The truth is that you are worthy of success, happiness, and fulfillment. The more you focus on yourself, the more you begin to tune out that negative voice and replace it with affirmations of self-love, self-compassion, and self-belief. When you focus on your strengths, your potential, and your achievements, you build the confidence and resilience needed to pursue your dreams. You begin to trust yourself and your abilities, knowing that you are capable of overcoming any challenge that comes your way. Focusing on yourself also means taking responsibility for your own happiness. Too often we look to others to make us happy, to fill the voids in our lives, or to complete us. But the truth is, no one can make you happy unless you are first happy with yourself. Happiness is an inside job. It's about finding joy in the present moment, appreciating the small things, and choosing to live in a state of gratitude. When you focus on yourself, you begin to realize that you have the power to create your own happiness, regardless of external circumstances. You can choose to focus on the positives in your life, to be grateful for what you have, and to find joy in the process of becoming who you are meant to be. A crucial part of focusing on yourself is forgiving yourself for past mistakes. We all have regrets, things we wish we could have done differently or actions we wish we hadn't taken. But carrying around guilt and shame from the past only weighs you down and prevents you from moving forward. When you focus on yourself, you choose to let go of the past and forgive yourself for any mistakes. You understand that mistakes are a part of growth and learning, and that they do not define who you are. By forgiving yourself, you free yourself from the chains of regret and create space for healing and transformation. You begin to accept yourself as you are, imperfections and all, and you realize that you are worthy of love and success no matter what has happened in your past. Focusing on yourself also requires creating space for growth. Personal growth is not a one-time event, it is a lifelong journey. When you focus on yourself, you commit to continuous learning, development, and self-improvement. You seek out opportunities to expand your knowledge, your skills, and your mindset. Whether it's reading, taking courses, or seeking mentorship, you make a conscious effort to grow and evolve. The more you invest in your own personal development, the more you become aligned with your highest potential. Growth requires vulnerability, openness, and courage. But when you focus on yourself and commit to becoming the best version of yourself, you unlock the doors to unlimited possibilities. When you focus on yourself, you also create the foundation for healthy, fulfilling relationships. The truth is, you can only give to others what you are willing to give to yourself. If you don't honor your own needs, if you don't respect your own boundaries, if you don't show yourself love and compassion, you will struggle to do the same for others. By focusing on yourself, you set the standard for how you want to be treated by others. You teach the people in your life how to respect you, how to love you, and how to support you. The stronger your relationship with yourself, the stronger your relationships with others will be. Focusing on yourself is not a luxury. It's a necessity. It is the key to living a life that is aligned with your purpose, your values, and your dreams. It's about taking the time to nurture yourself, to honor your needs, and to invest in your own growth. When you focus on yourself, you unlock your full potential, and you create the space to live a life of fulfillment, joy, and success. It's time to stop looking to others for validation and approval. It's time to put yourself first, not because you're selfish, but because you are worthy of your own love and attention. When you focus on yourself, you give yourself the gift of living your best life. When you begin to focus on yourself, you are making a powerful choice to honor your own worth and your own needs. Too often we place the needs of others ahead of our own, believing that we must constantly give and sacrifice to be valued or loved. We wear ourselves thin, overextend our energy, and lose sight of our own desires. But focusing on yourself is not a selfish act, it is a necessary one. It is the foundation for a life of balance, peace, and fulfillment. By focusing on yourself, you are not only creating a life that aligns with your true purpose, but you are also empowering yourself to show up more fully for others in your life. The act of focusing on yourself requires a deep level of self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to be in tune with your thoughts, feelings, actions, and the way you interact with the world around you. It allows you to identify your strengths and weaknesses, your fears and desires, and what truly brings you joy. When you focus on yourself, you begin the journey of getting to know who you are at the deepest level. This means taking the time to sit with your thoughts, reflect on your actions, and ask yourself what you need to feel happy, healthy, and fulfilled. It's about taking a step back from the noise of the world and tuning into your own voice. This is a powerful process because when you know yourself, when you truly understand your desires and boundaries, you become equipped to make decisions that serve your well-being. In order to focus on yourself, you must learn to set boundaries. Boundaries are essential for protecting your energy, your time, and your mental health. Without boundaries, you may find yourself constantly giving in to the demands of others, saying yes to things you don't want to do, and stretching yourself too thin. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. It's a way of saying that you matter, your time matters, and your peace of mind matters. Setting boundaries might mean saying no to things that drain you, letting go of relationships that are no longer serving you, or choosing to prioritize your own needs, even when others may not understand. When you have clear boundaries in place, you are better able to focus on your own growth, health, and happiness. You protect your energy from being depleted by external forces, and you create the space necessary to nurture your dreams and aspirations. One of the most important aspects of focusing on yourself is learning to quiet the inner critic. We all have that voice in our heads that tells us we're not good enough, that we don't deserve success, or that we'll never reach our goals. This voice is loud, persistent, and often paralyzing. It can keep us stuck in self-doubt and indecision, preventing us from taking the necessary steps toward our dreams. But here's the thing: that inner critic is not your truth. It is a product of fear, insecurity, and past experiences that are trying to hold you back. When you choose to focus on yourself, you must be willing to challenge that voice. You must remind yourself that you are worthy of success, that you are capable of achieving your dreams, and that your value is not determined by anyone else's standards. The more you practice quieting the inner critic and replacing it with positive affirmations, the stronger your sense of self-belief will become. Another critical part of focusing on yourself is creating space for self-care. Self-care is often misunderstood as a luxury, something that can be done when there is time. But the truth is, self-care is essential for living a healthy, balanced life. It's about taking the time to nurture your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. This might mean taking a walk in nature, reading a book, spending time with loved ones, or simply taking a few minutes each day to sit in stillness and reflect. Self-care is not just about pampering yourself, though that is part of it. It is about prioritizing activities that help you recharge, restore, and maintain your sense of peace. When you focus on yourself through self-care, you are making an investment in your future. You are replenishing your energy so that you can show up more fully for the people and projects that matter to you. You are giving yourself the permission to pause and recharge so that you can move forward with strength and clarity. Focusing on yourself also involves practicing gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool that shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. When you focus on yourself, you begin to notice the blessings that are already present in your life. You appreciate the simple things: the warmth of the sun, the love of family and friends, the opportunity to pursue your passions. Gratitude grounds you in the present moment and helps you cultivate a mindset of abundance. It reminds you that there is always something to be thankful for, even on the toughest days. Practicing gratitude can be as simple as keeping a journal where you write down 3 things you're grateful for each day, or taking a moment to acknowledge the things that bring you joy. When you focus on yourself through gratitude, you begin to shift your perspective and see the world with new eyes. You become more mindful of the beauty that surrounds you, and you start to recognize how much you already have. As you focus on yourself, you also need to learn to let go of perfectionism. Many of us are our own harshest critics. We set high standards for ourselves and then beat ourselves up when we fall short. We believe that in order to be successful or worthy of love, we must be perfect. But the truth is, perfectionism is a trap. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of self-judgment and self-criticism, preventing you from moving forward. When you focus on yourself, you have to embrace the idea that it's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to make mistakes, to stumble, and to learn along the way. Perfectionism robs you of your joy and peace of mind. But when you focus on yourself and accept your imperfections, you free yourself to take bold action, to experiment, and to grow. You learn that success is not about being perfect, but about being willing to try, to fail, and to keep going. Focusing on yourself also means letting go of toxic relationships. Sometimes the people in our lives can drain our energy, lower our self-esteem, and hold us back from achieving our dreams. These relationships can be toxic because they are built on negativity, control, or manipulation. They may not always be easy to identify, but they are the relationships that leave you feeling emotionally exhausted, unworthy, or unsupported. When you focus on yourself, you begin to recognize these toxic dynamics. You understand that in order to protect your peace and your growth, you must distance yourself from relationships that do not uplift you. This doesn't mean you have to cut people out of your life entirely, but it does mean that you must create boundaries and protect your energy. As you focus on yourself, you begin to attract people who align with your values, who support your dreams, and who bring positivity into your life. Finally, focusing on yourself means embracing your own power. We all have the ability to create the lives we desire, but it starts with recognizing our own strength. When you focus on yourself, you understand that you have everything you need within you to make your dreams come true. You stop looking to others for validation or approval, and you start trusting yourself. You trust your intuition, your vision, and your ability to overcome obstacles. You are no longer waiting for permission to pursue your dreams. You are taking bold steps, knowing that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. When you embrace your own power, you step into your full potential and begin to live a life that is aligned with your purpose and your passions. Focusing on yourself is not a destination, it's a journey. It's a continuous process of self-discovery, growth, and empowerment. It's about choosing yourself even when it's hard and giving yourself the time, space, and energy to thrive. When you focus on yourself, you become the best version of who you were meant to be. You build a life that is authentic, fulfilling, and true to who you are. And in doing so, you create a ripple effect that positively impacts the people and the world around you. Focusing on yourself is the first step toward living the life you deserve.